sorry. Just like Leon Draisaitl, I was having a moment. Mine lasted a little longer than his. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen. Damn it. So, Game 6 of the regular season, the Jets fall 4-3 to the Edmonton Oilers. They do not pick up any point in the overtime because we lost with 0.8 seconds left in the game. So, let's start from the beginning here, before we get to the final play. Literally the final play. So, a couple lineup changes. Well, isn't that a metaphor for this game? Gustafsson is in. You won't notice him, but I'm going to tell you now. You didn't see him. Except for maybe one shift in the first and one in the third. But he's there. Brossoit's at net. Honestly, you'll wish you didn't see him, but you did. Yeah. This game is interesting, because the first period is actually really solid by the Jets. But there is a almost like a TSN turning point. And I will get to that point. And it's not, I don't think it's where most of you have it. So first off, I was already getting upset. McDavid was walking in a lot. And I get it, it's Connor McDavid. You have to, it's hard to contain the guy. But you gotta do a better job. Like, we did well to limit him on the scoreboard, although, that being said, he probably still put up at least 2 points. I think he got a point on the last goal and the first goal for sure. Might have been on other ones as well. But, like, there were times where... And it's funny, it's not necessarily just a Connor McDavid problem. It's a problem with just everyone, but it's the most noticeable when it's Connor McDavid. So McDavid had 3 assists. Not great for the Jets in containing McDavid. That being said, at least he didn't score. He got close a couple times. But yeah, no. This game, it's funny. I had a bad feeling with this game at first because I thought that maybe the change from Ottawa to Edmonton, which is obviously a big uptake in difficulty because Ottawa, we swept Ottawa. Great job. But Ottawa is a team whose flaws outrank their strengths. And the Oilers are a team who has flaws, but their strengths can kind of cover it at times. Don't get me wrong, they have flaws. They're not strong in the net. Their defense is very hit and miss. Their offense is very reliant on the top 5 players, I would say. But, you know, they're trying to adapt with that. And they're playing a style, especially under Dave Tippett, that demands that Connor McDavid play more, so it's okay. Lowry would score early in this game, actually, I believe, with a great pass out in front from Matthew Pro. Matthew Pro had a decent game. Not a great game, but I think a decent game. With Matthew Pro, it's funny. He doesn't have that proactive grit that you see in guys like Kopp and Lowry. Like, Lowry, like, he's got more of a reactive grit, which, and when I say that, I mean is, he's kind of over-anticipates. Like, he anticipates that the player's going to skate past him there, so he goes and reverses how he's skating to try to cut him off, rather than just hunt him down and chase him into the boards to get the puck off him. That's what I mean is reactive. Like, he's reacting to what he thinks the player will do, rather than just going after the player and forcing a play off him. But anyway, it was a great pass out in front from Pro, who I believe almost had a chance himself, to Adam Lowry, who beats it past Koskinen to make it 1-0. And there is my reaction to that here. Oh! Nice try by... Woo! Lowry again! Let's go! Dude, Lowry is connecting. He had only 10 points last year, and he's already got, like, his 4th or 5th. Great pass by Matthew Perreault to finally put himself on the board here. Let's go. Now, right away, right after this, it felt like second line comes in. This second line, by the way, I'm loving, but it's funny because now it makes me feel really anxious because I love this second line. Like, I love this second line. Like, Ehlers, Stastny, and Kopp have been this godsend second line for the Jets. Like, it just feels right. Like, including today, I keep track of all the stats myself, actually. Ehlers has 7 points. Kopp has 5, which is amazing considering last year he only had 26 in like a 60-game or 70-game season. And Stastny already has 4. And like they look really good. Lowry actually has 4 as well. They look so good. But now that PLD is coming, Pierre-Luc Dubois, it makes me question where the movement's going to be. Because obviously, I know that Kopp is the low man on the totem pole in that group. But then, what do you want for a third line? Because obviously, you'd have Kopp and Lowry. Do you put Perreault there? Because I would argue that you might want to try playing a more fluid type thing with a bit more of Stastny. Stastny will play top 6. But have a couple shifts, Kopp try to play it with that a bit. Because honestly, I just want to, I love the line combination we have there, but I know that you have to mix it around and play with it. And the first line you really can't touch because you cannot see guys like Wheeler, Kyle Connor, or Mark Scheifele on the third line. That just doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. But anyway, back to the matter at hand. Second line comes in, makes what looks like a great goal. Andrew Kopp pretty much does the same thing he did yesterday and bats it out of midair. But, reacting to that here. Yeah! Woo! Second line again! But, there's a coach's challenge. And so I thought at first the coach's challenge was for a high stick, and I was like, oh, I don't know. No, it's not. Coach's challenge for goal interference. Just, here's my reaction to the challenge. Just, I sum it up here. Should count.
It was determined there was contact with the goaltender prior to the scoring of the goal. We have no goal.
What? How? There's no prior! You fucking whiffed on it! No! I don't think that's enough, though. The call on the ice is a goal. Koskinen is visually upset more at himself, doesn't turn to the referee once. Not a single player on the Edmonton Oilers turns to look at the ref. No! He's already past the motion of moving his glove. Ugh! I don't like that at all. That is not goal interference. No. And if anyone would like a comparable play for me to compare this to, 2018, don't know what date it is, sometime in May, Western Conference Final Game 1, Jets versus Golden Knights. Jets go up, seemingly up 3-0, but the goal is waved off. It's actually waved off, as opposed to it originally counting this time. So that means you need more evidence to prove it's not a goal. Seemingly goaltender interference by Joel Armia on Marc-Andre Fleury. Now, Joel Armia does make contact with the back of Marc-Andre Fleury's stick and pushes him backward, forward from the back. And that's a similar play that we actually saw go as a non-goal call earlier in that playoffs, with it happening in favor of San Jose Sharks when Vegas thought they scored in overtime. Now, what happens though is they rule because it happens seemingly at the same time, and the puck has a trajectory where it would already beat Marc-Andre Fleury, that the play, no matter, even though there's contact, it makes it null and void because the contact has nothing to do with you scoring the goal. The goal will be scored no matter what. This is what I thought was going to happen there, because if you see, Koskinen's, he catches his left. He's going like this, Puck is here. Cop stick hits him here. You ever try to reach like that with a full-on chest protector? Try it right now. Then put a jersey on. You are not catching that puck. That's not gonna happen. There's no way that you catch that. But anyway, I'm not gonna dwell on this because this isn't the reason the Jets lost. This isn't even the momentum killer of the game, in my opinion. That happens later. The reffing in this game, I'll be honest, this is the first game that I really didn't like the refereeing, which I think you should take with a grain of salt, even though I'm telling you this, because you have to remember I am a Jets fan at heart, and this is the first game in about 4 games that the Jets lost. So, I, myself, am aware of my own biases. So please be aware of them as well. I'm trying to be very as respectful as I can about this. I don't want to just be like, there were so many BS calls. But I'm not happy with the refereeing in this game. It's coming up. Don't you worry. It is coming up. What really got on my nerves. Okay. So, yeah, there was a play earlier where Harkins made a great feed. I forget who he's passing it to, but I wrote it down, so it must have been good enough. TSN turning point here. Wheeler gets called for holding. And I thought this was going to be a one-off type penalty. But this is not the only holding penalty we take. This penalty is garbage. This penalty is utter dog shit. Wheeler skates into the corner where the guy has the puck. Goes to reach around him. And I'm going to explain it. The way I make it sound is going to sound more incriminating than it actually is. That's how bad this call is. Reaches around to get the puck from him, doesn't get it. Turns, skates to follow up the play. That's it. That is it. If someone has the footage, please comment it down below if you can find the footage. Because I can't, because I couldn't check, like, DVR. Like, I don't DVR the game. I just record my reactions live. But, and then I trim them and edit them, obviously. But, like, that penalty is dog shit. This penalty comes at the end of the first period. This is the moment. This is the turning point. And here's why. They don't score on this power play. But it's a grueling penalty kill by us. Josh Morrissey blocks 2 rough shots. One off the skate, which is lucky because he has the shot blockers. The other one hits him in the leg, and he just drops like a bullet. And immediately I'm like, no! Not again! Not again! Not again! Not again! Because Josh Morrissey has a bad habit of getting injured in seasons. And I think, actually, if I'm going to be honest, I'm not the biggest Josh Morrissey supporter. I know he's a great player, but he doesn't show it often. But I also think that's also because his injuries have really stunted his growth as a player. It's hard to develop your game when you're being forced to sit in the press box on injury reserve for long periods of time, and he's had to do that on multiple occasions. So, honestly, I just get very worried about this. So, honestly, but at the end of the first period, great period. We're out shooting them. We seem to be holding the puck in their zone a lot. There are chances. Got 1 goal called back, but honestly, I felt like we'd get it back later. Now, second period, we start shorthanded because of the Wheeler penalty. That's important. So we do kill it off, but very shortly after, like practically like 2 seconds later, which will come into play later as well, unfortunately. There's a scramble play, and Nugent Hopkins scores. Reaction here. No. Hold that. This adds up, though, to problems that happened in the first period that I kind of started to notice. Brossoit was really, really relaxed about playing the puck. Like, in his own crease. I felt more annoyed at Brossoit in that clip. Looking back, I'm a little more annoyed at the guys in front of the net. I don't remember who it is. There's 2 players in front of the Jets zone. If you go back and check the highlight, 2 guys in front of the Jets net. Both of them seemingly forget they're on the same team, it looks like. And they honestly just, it looks like a goddamn curling team. Like they're just putting their sticks like this and just going like this. And it just leaves it wide open for Nugent Hopkins to come in and just pop it in the net. Like, help your goalie out. Like, if your goalie, and Brossoit was trying to cover this. He doesn't do a good job. Like, honestly, you gotta put the stick in and just block it out. Like, put the stick, well, I guess for him it's this way. But still, like, you gotta stop it. right away. You got to put the foot down. But he doesn't do that, and his players do a terrible job at trying to sweep that puck away. Pretty much just battling with themselves, it looks like. And Nugent Hopkins has pretty much just tap it in through the chaos, and it just finds light, and that will tie the game. And I call the Wheeler penalty the turning point because after this, because they score pretty much at the end of the power play, so it's almost a power play goal. But after this, and it works a lot from the offense they were getting in the first period at the end, it's just bad. Stanley has a brutal turnover in his own end that leads to probably one of our worst shifts in the game. That didn't result in the goal. Seems like both guys on Jets didn't realize. Yeah, okay. McDavid passes off. This is an interesting one. So it gets to the point where McDavid looks like he has an open net. It's a little on the side. Like, if this is the net here, McDavid's probably here. It's not a perfect angle, but, like, McDavid can hit it. And McDavid seemingly passes it off to go to Nugent Hopkins back, who's got a better angle. But also, he's in a position where it's easier to stop it. And Brossoit does come across and make a great save. But it made me kind of wonder it. I was like, okay, cool. But then it's funny, because right after that, Matthew Pearl pretty much does the same type of play. Although he's more in the middle of the zone, so I understand where he's coming from. Where he gets this puck right in the slot. But Koskinen sees it, so he kind of comes out. So he tries to give it over to Mason Appleton to change the angle of the shot. However, he doesn't realize that Mason Appleton is not in a position where he can really get one shot off well, because there's a player right behind him. So if I'm Matthew Perreault, honestly, just fire right back to the side he came from. Because as goalies, we are supposed to push off, and we're putting all our weight this way because we're coming across. We try to keep our core strength, like, kind of just solid, but we're coming across. So put it back the way we came, and we will have to completely reverse our motion. And that's honestly what he could have tried there. It doesn't matter now. It's just something to think about. Then Derek Forbort takes a holding penalty. And I really didn't like this call. Connor McDavid has it. Connor McDavid comes in on the zone. And Forbort obviously is not going to keep up with McDavid. So he's coming in, and Forbort goes like this and kind of shoves him and transitions him. This is not a hold. I cannot stress this enough. This is not a holding penalty. This is him pushing McDavid out of the way, but McDavid's velocity is literally keeping him kind of straight forward. He goes like this, pushes, and then as he goes past him, he keeps and just pushes him. This is not a hold. At no point does the fact that McDavid's body weight, the entire weight is going forward and still goes forward even after contact is made, should tell you he didn't hold him. Holding him would require you to grab him, to hold him in place, or to yank him backwards. None of that occurs. In the slightest. And it's such a dog shit penalty. And it just made me even more mad because it's the same play. Like, yes, we kill it off. But that, my God, was that a brutal penalty kill to watch. I was expecting us to give up one. Honestly. And I feel like this is kind of revenge for the fact that we had such great officiating in our favor, I would say, against the Ottawa game, where there was a lot of times where I think I said this either in the last video or the game before, where Ottawa really didn't deserve to be shorthanded. We should have played 4-on-4. But at that point, at least, it was like 4-1, or 4-0. Not a 1-0 hockey game, or 1-1 hockey game, I should say. Anyway, yeah, we take a bad icing. Kopp ices it down, and it really just pissed me off because it was right at the end of a penalty. And, Kopp has a little room to... It's just try to get out a little further, honestly. Just a little bit, Kopp. And don't get me wrong, Kopp had a great game. This is just one time. It just pissed me off. Great shift by the second line, obviously. Needless icings, yes. Oh, my goodness, yes. Then Turris on a pass across would score to make it 2-1. Reaction here. All I hear is fucking right save. He scores on it, and I just think Brossoit should have had this. It's short side, not a little farish out. It's just a straight shot. There's no screen, no tip, deflection, no nothing, no pass across, no nothing. It's just a shot, and it's okay. So Edmonton goes up 2-1. Kyle Connor immediately takes puck in the well, not immediately, but takes puck in the face afterwards when he's trying to like it rolls up his stick and stuff. And I got worried, but then I remember, but I didn't see any blood at the time, which does not mean that it's not serious. But like if it's the face, you're gonna see blood if it's serious. Like the face is one of those parts of your body that just bleeds when things happen to it. Whether you break something or something, it just bleeds. Sometimes it's internal, which is terrifying, but it bleeds, is the point I'm making. And sure enough, he would return. Edmonton takes a too many men penalty, and we don't score in this. It's funny. Darnell Nurse was playing in front of the net, and he did a great job at just killing that Wheeler pass. And Wheeler got really frustrated with him, and he sticked him good. So Nurse would do this thing where whenever the pass would go down low, where Wheeler plays, because they've actually changed it up a little bit. Rather than where they had last year, where they had one guy on the wall, where Wheeler plays, like they're instead of doing it from the left side of the net, if the net is here, left side, they're doing a lot more now on the right side of the net. And I think they're doing that because Kyle Connor's here, or something like that, or somebody with a one-timer is there, as opposed to Line, who's a right-handed shot, which would be there for a one-timer. But nowadays, they're having Scheifele up here in the Wheeler spot, and they're having him down low to make the passes, Wheeler. So whenever it went down there, Darnell Nurse would just lay on his stomach. And it's infuriating because it works. Wheeler tries to make this play, to pass it in front, and just goes under Darnell ears, and and the whistle goes. And Wheeler... It's a little undisciplined, but honestly, it's kind of one of those things that's just a little bit of an annoying hockey play more than malicious intent crap. Like it's just frustration, and I understand it. And would I understand if it was on the other team? I might be a little overly critical of it, I'll be honest. But if the other team did it to my team, and I think that's fair of me to say. But at the end of the day, I would sit back and be like, yeah, okay, I understand why you're not calling that. So Wheeler pretty much, he's just laying there and Wheeler just goes, like, to make it look like he's digging for the puck, but come on. We all heard the whistle. We know. Anywho, this second period feels long, and trust me, it felt even longer watching it, and my God, we're at the 20-minute mark. Bad period is the point. Third period, Kyle Connor's back, there's a 2-on-1, and there was a save by Bourgeois. Great, good shit by the third line, and that doesn't happen as much, especially when Matthew Perreault's playing on it.
Good shit by the third line.
We didn't score. Good shift.
No, because it just sounded like,
there was a misinterference penalty against Ehlers. Not that Ehlers did it, but he tried to skip past the guy, and the guy just totally just fell and kind of took him out of the play, and I was a little annoyed. But, you know. Ehlers almost scores on a 2-on-2 tip, and then... Morrissey gets robbed on a slap shot. Koskinen robs him. But then it doesn't matter, because Ehlers scores right away after that reaction here. Yup. Yes! Ehlers! All right, Ehlers continues his goal-scoring streak. One-timer. Great fucking shot. And then right after that, Nurse takes a tripping penalty. Kind of somewhat... revenge for one of the bad calls, I'd say, but it was a good call, so not totally. And Wheel scores from behind the goal line to put us up 3-2. I was like, let's go, like reaction here. Far. I would have went to... Yeah! Yes! Yes! Let's go! Woo! Power play goal again. That's great. That's great to see us scoring on the power play, especially given what's happened. Don't talk to me about it. We have a video for that. And then right afterwards, Yamamoto scores an undelayed penalty. Reaction here. Don't call it.
Have tied this game up 3-3.
Fuck! I don't hate this third period. It just bugs me. And then, with 2 minutes and 3 seconds left, Dylan DeMello takes a high-sticking penalty. I was about to say react to it, but I didn't even record that. Dylan DeMello's falling down, and he comes up with a stick. And I remember I was watching this video on Hot Take Hockey, and someone's like, Dylan DeMello's got to be smarter. And I was like, I literally commented on the stream. I was like, he's falling on his back. Don't get me wrong. It's, I guess, control your stick, but like, hands here, falling here. Yeah, no, that will happen. It's funny that I touched that one, because that jersey, as we all know, went through pain as opposed to this one. But anyway, and we kill the penalty. No, Draisaitl! Action here. Get gone! Get gone! No! No!
Power play ended, and they will take a look at this.
No, it went in way before.
Going to extra time.
It went in way before.
Draisaitl with the quick release.
It went in way before.
Oh, this is going to be close.
No, we lost. So Draisaitl scores with 0.8 seconds left. And it's going to give me 2019 Jets flashbacks to every fucking game that we let go. Remember, just think about it. All Jets fans here, or somebody who just likes watching the Jets lose, because you'll know these facts too. Think back to the 2019 season. Do you fucking know how many games we lost before we got to overtime by getting scored on with under 2 minutes left to play? It was a fucking lot. Fucking Joe Pavelski when he played on San Jose. Fucking Minnesota 2 fucking times. The Islanders did it. Fucking everyone did it against us. And it drove me to the goddamn brink. I'm not saying that shit's gonna happen this year, but fuck, we were so close, people! 0.8! Brossoit got stuck playing too low in his net, and it went right through him. Yes, it's not a good spot to leave Draisaitl, but still, just one stop. Ugh. Okay, so I'm not sure how long I have because we had to edit this video literally into 2 separate sections. But I will say this. Top 3 performers. Third will be... I don't know. I didn't like many play. I honestly didn't like many people tonight because it felt like we just didn't play a complete game. Third period, we were battling. First period, we were totally in the game. Second period, we were non-existent. I would say... I didn't like many people, honestly, if I think about it. Like, no individual performances really stood out to me.
Oh, you like Copp, didn't you?
I did, but, like, I say Copp a lot. I'll give Copp third spot. He can be thankful for that because I didn't see a lot of him when our team was playing horribly. I do know who's first, but I don't know who's second, actually. But I don't want to give Copp first or second because I give him a lot. I give it them in the top 3 a lot.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Anyone on the top liner now?
Definitely not Mark Scheifele. I don't know what it is, but I have not seen Mark Scheifele. Mark Scheifele seems to only be getting points in empty nets or on the power play, and it's pissing me off because I've said this about Scheifele for the past year now. Because I noticed that Scheifele would only score on empty nets a lot, or on the power play. And I like Mark Scheifele. I freaking like Mark Scheifele, as he would say. I just don't see it. Sometimes it's really frustrating.
What do you think about Connor and Wheeler?
Connor's point streak got snapped. I guess I would say Wheeler because I don't agree with the penalty that he got called for. Although he did show some frustration, like I said. But I'll give Wheeler the second spot here. But honestly, it's arguable. But the first spot by far is Ehlers. It's not even close. Like,
why does it feel like Ehlers and Copp are the 2 people that are
because they always look like they're fucking trying their hardest.
And
that's why.
That's good.
Fucking compete, and you will be rewarded for that shit. There's a reason why the second line looks consistently better than the first line, even though the first line has more points. Second line doesn't get much power play time compared to the first. All three of those boys are out in the power play every night. Second line doesn't have that luxury. And those guys are scoring 5-on-5 goals a lot. And it's literally like Cup, Wheeler, King Ehlers. Like, not even close. And honestly, that'll be the end of the video. Given the time we have, I'm not sure how well this will be edited. We might cut some stuff out. We're sorry about that. Thank you so much to all the support we've been getting. It is so much appreciated. We really appreciate it. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Comment down below your thoughts on the game, how much this game broke your heart, or if you're an Oilers fan, how much you enjoyed laughing in our pain. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because why not? Honestly, like, it's not like we're going to spam you or anything. And be sure to follow us on Instagram at Handsdownhockey Podcast, because every now and then we'll say something there. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.